What is marriage? In his book, Marquez said that when security, harmony, and happiness are added together, they may look like love and are almost equal to love, but they are not love after all. With this in mind, let's look at how marriage happens. Urbino lived longer. From the beginning of the story, we know that Fermina is his wife. In the later years of Dr. Urbino's life, the two of them still depended on each other and were highly respected. When he died, they mourned him all the way and tolled the death knell for him. Their love was the result of a misdiagnosis. A doctor friend of Urbino went to see an 18-year-old female patient. He thought the man might have cholera, so he asked Urbino to go and take a look. Since cholera was a very alarming word at the time, Urbino went there that afternoon. The 18-year-old female patient was Fermin. The diagnosis was clearly not a disorder, but a food-induced intestinal infection. So this was a misdiagnosis. The matter should have ended, but on Tuesday of the following week, without an invitation or prior notice, Dr. Urbino arrived at Fermina's house at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. 3 o'clock in the afternoon is the time for afternoon tea. The doctor said, "You are a professional. Why did you come at this time?" Everyone understood the doctor's thoughts, and Femina soon discovered that her father had put a lot of thought into bringing him and the doctor together. Then he wrote a letter, a short one in Felina's distinctive style. "There is only one thing to say. The doctor can go talk to my father." Seeing this, I laughed out loud. This is the unique humor of Marquez. In order to live longer, I'd better get married. Otherwise, I will be tortured to death by them. Because without love, it is also very painful to not be able to grow love. Without love for Fermina, Mina chose a respectable marriage. She married the most popular gentleman in the city, who had a good family background, good looks, and a good job. He was simply impeccable. The only problem might be that Dr. Urbino, who loved him, did not love Fermina either. One day, Fermina was fed up with such a life, and she said to Urbino in despair, "Don't you think I am not happy at all?" Urbino looked at him with his big, innocent, and bright eyes like a child and said, "You must always remember that the most important thing for a loving couple is not happiness, but a stable relationship." See, that's marriage. Marx finished it in one sentence. The major event happened when they had been married for 30 years. They were nearly breaking up because they were arguing too much. What was the argument about? A bar of soap. It happened that Dr. Urbino was taking a shower and found that he had no soap. He said to himself, "I have been taking a shower without soap for almost a week." On the contrary, the password was very angry when he heard it. It is true that there is no soap, but it is not a week. It is obviously 3 days. Why do you say it is a week? So he shouted loudly to Dr. Urbino, "I have been taking a bath every day these days, and there is always soap." The two of them were in a cold war for 4 months. In the end, Dr. Urbino admitted defeat. The doctor returned to his ancestral featherbed and said, "Let me stay here. There is indeed soap." As they reached their old age, Dr. Urbino and Fermina found themselves unable to keep up with the fast-paced world around them. Looking back on their long life together, they were stunned to realize that the biggest argument they had ever had was over something as trivial as soap. It seemed almost comical now, but at the time it had been a source of real tension between them. Nonetheless, they were grateful for all the years they had spent together and looked forward to cherishing what time they had left. It was also the only time they had the idea of giving up and hoped to start a different life. As they get older, Dr. Urbino obviously ages faster than Fermina. Fermina began to take care of the doctor, bath him according to the newborn bathing procedure, help him get dressed, stay with him when he goes out, and carefully remind him what he should pay attention to. They both know deeply that each other is the best companion for the other, and no one can live without the other. The two people still tolerated each other. Urbino also changed a lot. For example, he hated animals very much. He set a house rule that things that couldn't talk were not allowed to enter our house. But Fermina had a blind love for animals, so the doctor had to compromise. Fermina kept 3 Dalmatian dogs, Abyssinian cats, and court Persian cats at home. Fermina also kept a parrot. When the doctor was bored, he taught the parrot French and Latin, and imitated boys and girls talking. The parrot could speak a lot. In the end, Urbino died accidentally when he tried to catch Fermina's parrot. Do you remember the beginning? I can't live to be 81. But the death knell of the city rang. When the doctor died, Fermina was so heartbroken that she couldn't breathe, because by marrying the doctor, she had received 51 years of love. So how did Arisa get by?